Alright, it is 7:30, and we are about to get started doing some Farm Simulator. So let's go. Alright, it sounds like it's raining in the game, but it is not. That is just wind. That's just how this map is. This is Silverrun Forest. Obviously, you would know that from the title of the stream, and I'm telling you now. These are not very safe banisters, you can just walk on top of them. Anyway, so, doing an interesting thing with this one, $0 challenge. You can see, obviously, up on the top right corner, I have $0. This was achieved without using mods. Just buying things in the shop and reselling them and buying them and reselling them. I am starting off with two things that make this challenge possible. I have a piece of land, and if you look on the mini-map, it's this little island thing right here that we are on now. It is the cheapest and smallest piece of land on the entire map, weighing in at about $10,997, I think it was. And I'm starting off with one piece of equipment, and I didn't even have to buy this technically, because apparently on this map you just start with one. It is the chainsaw, although I did switch the steel that you start with for a Husqvarna, so there you go. We're also going to be leasing some equipment once we get enough money to do so, to kind of get us going here. But yeah, the first order of business is just make a little bit of money, and it's going to involve cutting down these smaller trees and carrying them to a sell point. So let me get going with that. And while we work, I will talk a little bit more about the challenge. So, there we go. So the description says no mods, and that is technically true. It is the vanilla version of the game, using only things that are added by the developers. I think that is okay. So technically there are mods in this, but they're all like software from Giants. So obviously, like, I have all of the paid DLC content that comes with the game, so we are using all of that, and you know, obviously because this is Silverrun and that's from the premium expansion, I'm also using all of the free, they call them mods, but technically free content updates that are from Giants software, like precision farming and some of the tractors and equipment that they have available that they have personally made. I feel like all of that stuff is technically vanilla content, and thus things that we can use for a no mods challenge. Now what I'm not using is any of the hand tool mods or like super cheap equipment stuff. Like literally the cheapest tractor that I can get is $7,500. The cheapest truck is even more than that. So like we'll stop in at the shop and I'll just show you what we're working with so you can understand what I'm talking about. But like, this is by no means going to be like a nice easy challenge. So if we go to small tractors, literally 7,500 right here at the beginning. This is the cheapest tractor that I can get. There's technically 3 tractors at this price point, but they're all these kind of old school tractors. Excuse me, sorry. And then if we go into the cars category, I think this guy's the cheapest like actual car we can get, 19,500. And then even as far as like these little carts, 11,500. So like there's nothing cheap about this. If I want to replant a tree, it's 24,000 for the tree planter plus the pallet of things. And fun thing with Silverrun, there are so many trees starting off on the map that there's actually, it won't let you plant any new ones until you've cut like clear cut a significant portion of the map. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of buying land and like clearing it and then moving on to a new piece of land until we can plant more trees. Right now, I'm running this down to the wood turner, which I believe is going to be the best sales price for wood, like logs like this. Let's just double check that. Prices, let's go down to wood. Okay, can't use the container warehouse, so really the Elm Creek thing. The old sawmill. Oh, no, actually, sawmill is the best price for wood right now, so came this way for nothing. When I was testing to see if this was even possible, sorry guy, I didn't mean to hit you with this log. Yeah, it was the wood turner that was actually a little bit better prices, so this time it's the sawmill. Let's run down there. This is a big map. I don't know if you guys have played on it at all, but yeah, there's a lot of space here. As fast as I can run, it would be nice to have a tractor. Even at like 15 miles an hour or whatever they go, it'd be pretty good. A pretty good improvement over just like running down the street. Like I said, I didn't want to give myself a huge advantage by like having a giant piece of super expensive land or anything. I literally got the cheapest thing that I could possibly get, just to make it extra hard. We're also playing in hard economy mode, so prices aren't going to be as great as they would be if I was like on the easy settings. And you've seen cars and stuff, so obviously there's traffic and what have you. I just realized something. I could technically grab some of the free vehicles and use those. There's a forklift here, like Manitoba, I think, the big red forklift, basically. So I could borrow that just for transportation, but I don't think I want to do that. Also, like, there's collectibles on the map, and if you find all of them, it's like $1 million. I do not want to do that. Alright, 130 bucks. That's progress anyway. Better than zero. For sure. So, yeah, like I said, there's collectibles on the map, and you get $50,000 each time you find one. There's 20 of them, so it totals to $1 million. I'm going to try not to collect any of those, because I do know where some of them are, because I've played on this map before. But I'm going to try not to collect any of those until we're kind of at a point financially where it doesn't really matter that I'm getting the $50,000 from collecting it. So, like, I want to do this first part and really get established without anything like that. Now, I could technically just cut across here. Might be a little faster, at least while I'm not carrying wood. I think I'll stick to the roads while I'm carrying wood, because there's a lot of stuff to run it into out here. But yeah, as far as just running to my property empty-handed, probably fine to just do this. Also, you'll notice I don't have a house, so there will be no rest for the weary for a while. I believe the cheapest thing that I can get for a house is like a burnt out bus to live in, and it's 20,000 just by itself, so that's a good time. Actually, a lot of this area here is where you would start if you were doing the new farmer thing on this map. There would be a house down there, and there's a little trigger there to like help explain some stuff about the map and whatever, and that's why that's there. And you'd have this larger oval-ish piece of land, and like another one a little bit further down that you'd start with, so a pretty significant advantage over the way we're starting this one. I can't run through the water. I guess that makes sense, in a way. Alright, so let's find another smallish tree to cut down. This guy is a good candidate. Ouch. So if you guys haven't seen this tree cutting technique, it's really just I crouch and get the cursor low enough that it's below where the thing allows me to actually cut the tree. And I kind of start cutting and bring it up, so I literally cut it at the lowest possible point that I can to get as much of the tree as possible. Alright, back to the sawmill. Yeah, like, if I had grabbed that forklift, I could pile a bunch of these on the forks, and it would be wonky, but, like, I could do it. And I don't want to do that. Technically, there's 2 other free vehicles up by the iron mine. It'd be a super long walk to get there. There's a dump truck and a front loader. Not a dump truck. Definitely front loader, and then it's kind of like a dump truck, but really slow, low horsepower, so it's not like they're even the best things that you could just like grab or whatever. But it'd still be an advantage over what I'm doing here, so that's why we're doing it this way. My money went down. Why did my money go down? Like, I guess there could be property maintenance, but it hasn't switched over the months or anything. I definitely had like 136 or something, right? I swear I did. I'll have to check the playback later, but and like, I know that's not a significant amount necessarily in most situations, but like, I have like no money, so it would be really helpful to have that not going down right now. We just passed the boatyard. That's a unique production facility on this map. I do like to use the boatyard. It's maybe not the most financially viable. I think when you do the math, it's more profitable to just kind of like sell the components and stuff. But it's super fun to watch the boat roll off of the little dry dock rail and into the water. So I like to do it. The unfortunate thing is you can't distribute to it because it's like a special on this map thing that you can do. 262. I just double hit the W like Minecraft sprinting. I jump back and forth between the games a little bit, so that's been fun. I don't know if 262 is enough to lease the stuff I'm wanting to lease. We'll have to look. Give me a lift. No? Please? Wait, he's stopping. He's stopping! Wait for me! I need a ride. Man, he's just whipping around those corners. That seems unsafe. Alright, we'll cut through again. Ooh. Okay. Try not to go into the lake. I really hate all of the bushes on this map. They drive me bonkers. They're so thick and dense. And then, The other thing I'm gonna hate is like these, like the dogwoods and stuff. So I don't, in the beginning, I'm not gonna have a great way to get rid of them. And like, I can't cut them and use them for like sell to the sawmill or anything. So yeah, it's really just gonna be working around them at the start here, I guess. Across the little river. Maybe I'll do one more small-ish tree. You consider it a small tree? I think so. Let's try it. I don't know, that looks kind of big. You are definitely a small tree. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that's something I can carry. The equipment I'm going to lease will take care of some of that. It's still not going to be fancy stuff, but it'll help. Nope, not that. Bushes. Come on, bushes. Come on. There we go. Back to the sawmill. So yeah, this is let's how $0 challenges start. I do intend to throw this on YouTube and do like a time-lapsed version, so there'll be a less painful way to watch this first part. And that will probably be a good thing. Should I just try to cut through the woods with this? Yeah, let's give it a shot. Gonna be a lot faster. Not in the lake. Not in the lake. Crap. Where did it go? Oh my gosh. I literally... Okay, there it is. I was like, I literally lost it. Oh, this is why I didn't want to cut through the woods. Okay, carefully walking through the woods, and we have a field. Good. Ay, caramba. I don't know if I could jump over this fence here. I kind of doubt it. But I can cut in through the train track. So let's do that. Yeah, shortcut. That helps, actually. Believe it or not. Alright, 393. E-E-A. Beautiful. Let's go lease some equipment. And hopefully use it to make enough money to buy said equipment. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to avoid leasing as much as possible, but in the beginning it's just going to be the only way to do this. So it's going to be... My initial plan is to get a tractor and a winch, so I can get some of the larger trees and just drag them to the sawmill, or wherever is the best price at the time. It is not the tractor that I showed you, however. Let's take a look. It's actually way down at the end. It's one of the tractor packs Giants released as a, yeah, FarmCon 22, the John Deere 710. Let's take a look here. Wheel setup, we can do standard, we can do wide. I don't have money for wide, so we're going to do standard. And if I go to lease this, base cost is 150, per work day is 75, and per work hour is 157. I think we can make that work. And now we need some forestry equipment. Literally the cheap winch. Tails. Lease this. I don't have enough money to lease this. Cool. Why is my balance down to $11? 382 is a vehicle leasing cost. Alright, you're gonna stay there. I'm going to cut down some more trees. I mean, it did say 150, right? Or does it charge you? Oh, it charges you for the first day up front, doesn't it? First day, first hour up front, and then as you hit them, I'd gone it. I did not plan this well. Alright, that's okay. So we have a tractor leased. It's not going to take me that long to run a few more trees down to the sawmill. And then we can get our winch and start doing some larger, more profitable stuff. I'm not going to go ahead and buy the equipment right away. I actually am going to save the first bit of money that we get to do a fresh piece of land. I feel like those are not the trees that I'm looking for. I think I can lift this. If you didn't know, for forestry, the way the tree falls depends on how you're holding your chainsaw. So, yeah, just a fun fact for you. And these trees, a little bit more of a pain to prune. Come on. There we go. Because you gotta cut the branches kind of individual. And getting the cursor to land just right is sort of a whole thing. Alright. Can I lift this? I can't even lift this. Dadgone it. I thought I could. I can get that out with a winch, but we're gonna leave that for now. That's not what we're after. That's just a bush. You. Alright, switch sides. Yeah, so like, if I cut it this way, it's gonna fall to the right. If I do it this way, it's gonna fall to the left. So if you ever need to like control which way your tree falls, or doesn't fall in this case, I guess, that's how you would do it. One of the cool things that I would like to do eventually, when we get to that point, is buy the old sawmill and then plant stuff right along the lake. And then you can just cut it in the direction of the lake and it drops right in. And that's the whole transportation part, which is great. Makes it super easy. I might literally try to see. Now my money went down by $5 again. Like, why is it doing this? It's so frustrating. So yeah, I might literally try to lease the winch every time we sell a tree. So hopefully it's not as expensive as the tractor. Although it probably is, because like the price is literally the same, 7,500. Oh, drop the tree. Alright. So So I might need 2 more trees after this to actually afford to lease the winch. So crazy. But once I'm able to drag some heavier stuff, like that's gonna be it. Such a good looking tractor. I know it's an oldie, but yeah, it's a good one. Of the 3 that are 7,500, it has the most horsepower, and it actually has a 3-point on the back and a winch on, or not a winch, but a pin hitch on the front. Which, trying out the different equipment that you can use with that is not super useful, honestly, unless you're driving backwards and like you have a trailer on the back and then something on the 3-point that you're kind of using as of the front. But it's nice that it has it, so I'm not going to complain too much. Yeah, as we clear out the land and it doesn't have a bunch of trees on it anymore, I'm definitely going to be doing some more traditional field work, for sure. Hmm. 139. So look forward to that in the future. It's not going to be all forestry. That is how we're going to get our start for sure, though. That's just how it's going to happen, it looks like. Like, I tried to think of other ways to do this, and I can't think of a single other way that you could really attempt a challenge like this. That there is the start of the roller coaster. Gotta feed it different kinds of planks and whatnot. To kind of finish it off. It needs a whole bunch of stuff like barrels and buckets and planks and railings, and I don't remember if it, I think it needs shingles also. Most of the final wood products, I think furniture is really one of the few things it doesn't need. Or does it need that too? No, I think it needs furniture too. I think the only thing it really doesn't use is like the art supply place, the pet furniture place, and then like the piano manufacturer. So I have a feeling those are too big. Hopefully I have more little trees that I can cut down and actually carry. If not, I can always chop it up and carry the pieces. Which I guess is what we could do with the one that we accidentally cut down and couldn't move. This one I should be able to carry. Right? Yeah, I thought so. Alright, I need to move this to a more open area so I can work on de-limbing. Okay. Alright, I think that's got it. Yeah. These are not nice, clean, um, straight logs. Like some of the others, these are... got a lot of branches sticking out of them. Which, when they're this small, I don't think it affects the price very much, but... it would make it harder to carry through the woods. And consequently, also a little bit harder to lose in the woods, so that's good. That's a good thing. And it is hard to believe that we are actually already an hour in, and I do not even have all my equipment leased yet. Ay caramba. Character does not want to continue to carry this tree, it seems like. Can you imagine doing something like this in real life? Like, carrying a tree across town, one at a time? Like, that would be insane. You'd have to be so strong. Like, I'm decently strong, I feel like, in real life, but yeah, I think this would be, no, like, literally running while carrying a tree non-stop. It'd be rough. It would be a rough way to make money. But hey, like, this is all happening in the context of a single day so far. Like, I'm making hundreds of dollars, so I can't really argue with those results. Yeah, I think you could make a living that way. So, obviously, like, this is probably not super realistic. But I will take it. Now, obviously, like, my land only has so many trees, so my alternate plan, once all of the trees are gone, so I will need to lease the stump grinder and get rid of as many of the stumps as I can, but I am trying to keep them super close to the ground. So if need be, we can just kind of ignore them. And we can just take a mower attachment. There's one for like 9,000 we could lease to get us started. And just run over all the grass that's on the property. And that would at least give me a way to make some renewable income from the land. $4. Okay. That's a slap in the face. Like, good lord. Alright, so note to self. Only do the straight ones. Everything else is pointless. Got it. $4. I mean, ouch. That doesn't even cover what I just randomly keep losing from the account for no reason that I can tell. Unless it's just taking money out of the account because, like, you eat food or something. Which I guess would make sense, but, like, I don't know if that's actually a mechanic that's in the game or not. I wouldn't think so. Alright, so let's find a decently straight tree. Even if it's like a slightly larger tree and I gotta cut it in a couple halves or something, that's gonna be better than $4 for a weird branched thing. Yeah, like 130 something a pop. That's not bad, but like $4? No. I ain't doing it for $4. Also, this staircase is here, if you didn't know about this and you're playing Silverrun. It'll literally take you up that whole thing. No problem. Alright, let's see here. What we got? I feel like that's too big. So this map also has Deadwood, which you probably wouldn't be familiar with from some of the other maps. I think it's introduced in this one. They're like Deadwood contracts that you can do. I'm gonna try not to do contracts also. I'm pretty sure this is too big, but like I said, we can chop it into pieces if need be. Oh, I can climb a tree, apparently. Yeah, there ain't no way I'm carrying that. Oh, I am carrying it. Oh, never mind. I was wrong. I can carry this. 170 kilograms. Okay. We got some options. Seems a little unwieldy, but I will take it. Alright, let's turn it this way. We'll take it Lance style. Right down the road. I feel like I should be charging a guy on a horse or something. Yeah, if you didn't know, you can rotate held objects by holding down your scroll wheel and moving your mouse while you're holding down the scroll wheel. So hopefully that helps somebody. I know it helped me when I first learned about it. This is actually a little bit bigger than the first couple of trees that we took in, and it's nice and long and straight. I forget what it said the length was. 10.2 meters. That's actually pretty close to the ideal length. After doing some research, just for selling wood like this, the ideal length is like 9 meters. As far as like the money you get for it. However, if you're doing containers, for that the ideal length is like 12 meters. So it just depends on what you're doing. I do like doing containers specifically because they're super duper easy to load. So that's great. But I ended up stopping that the last time I played this map because I had the old sawmill and I was throwing all of my wood into the sawmill to produce planks and all of that. So there wasn't really any need to sell logs directly via container when I could just, you know, put them into my production. All right, let's pray for a really good price on this guy. Oh geez. There is kind of a glitch in this game where you can run on top of something that you're carrying and sort of fly as a result. I've seen it on a couple people's videos that they've done, and I have accomplished it myself a couple times. I lost an entire pallet of tables to this glitch because, like, I fell off in the middle of the woods and just never found those tables again. Okay, 228. Yeah, that's good. Let's see if that's enough to rent the, we're gonna fast travel since I don't have a... I don't know why I haven't been fast traveling this entire time. That seems really stupid. Let's fast travel to the shop and see if that's enough to rent, or at least the winch. Tails. I still don't have enough money to lease that. I wish it would at least open the menu so I could see how much it actually costs. Alright. There's not a fast travel node up here, though. So it is on foot from here. So yeah, the idea once we get these pieces of equipment at least is to just clear cut that little piece of land that I have up there. Dragging those to the most profitable sell point at the time, and get enough money to hopefully buy another piece of land without doing any grass work. But I think the next least expensive piece of land is literally like in the 20,000s, so it's really going to depend on how much we get for the lumber that's on our property. And like I said, it's the smallest piece of property on the map, so there's not a ton of resources to exploit there. There are some decently tall trees though, like truthfully, so I should be able to cut this one down also then. Because the other one worked fine. This is about the size that that one was. Oh, okay. That one bounced. That one did bounce just a little bit. Come on. Yeah, the debranching is a little finicky sometimes. Oh, nope. Oh, you can do this like wave thing that I do while crouching. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. Alternatively, you can kind of come alongside and just like do that, and that typically works also. I'm not allowed to, but alright, so let's... Come on, grab it. Gotta get up onto my property. There we go. Huzzah! I'm glad we gave this one a shot, because I didn't realize you could cut down ones that are quite this large. 171 kilograms. This is even bigger than the last one. By like 8 kilograms, so it's not like it's huge or anything, but that is okay. It should get us probably another couple hundred, which I am almost certain will be enough to lease the winch and start doing some of the bigger stuff. That really branchy one that we cut down, we might literally just pull that out of the way for now, because I need some big, long, and straight ones to get started with. I can build up a little money surplus and like I said, hopefully get that next piece of land. I may end up having to sell the first piece of land once it's like totally exploited to get enough to buy the second piece of land and start like cutting it. But once we have that, I think we'll be good. I think. Now, ideally, I don't really want to sell land. Yeah, when you're starting with 0, you gotta do what you gotta do. I do kind of like to keep original equipment too. So like once I buy the starter stuff, like that first winch, and not the winch so much, but the tractor, I would like to keep the tractor. It actually can't use the bigger winch though. It doesn't have enough horsepower, which is pretty funny. So in that case, I probably would keep the original winch. Just so I could actually still use the tractor for something. Honestly, yeah, it has 75 horsepower. Or is it 50? It's low. It's real low on the horsepower. So there's not a ton of stuff it can actually do. One of the things that I was hoping it could do is the forestry mulcher, and it just doesn't have the oomph even for the small one. So I'm literally going to have to do stump grinder if I want to do any stump removal. Yeah, it does have enough horsepower for that one, but like just barely. There we go. And again, let's just fast travel to the shop. I don't consider that cheating because it's part of the game. Literally in the base game, so yeah, it's just part of it. Lease. Yep, it is basically the same price as the tractor. So yeah, let's grab that. All right, let's get started here. Oh, sounds so good. Alright, that is a little loud in my ears. Hopefully it's not bad for you all. But I am going to jump in here and maybe turn down the game sounds. So that's the actual gameplay. So somewhere in here should be audio. Camera, sound. Let's try 80. Okay, still loud for me, but zoom out a little bit. Yeah, look at this. Blazing 16 miles an hour. Listen. It's not super fast, but it has more horsepower than I do, so I will gladly take it right now. Yeah, if you guys haven't used a winch before, they're pretty awesome. Really helps you get these big trees out of places when you don't have a better way to move them. I've used it on a No Man's Land playthrough that I did, and I literally just drug them from my piece of land all the way to the shop. It'll hook up to like 4, I think. If your tractor can actually pull that many, which I don't think this one's going to be able to, but I mean, we'll try it. There's no reason not to try it, so we'll give it a shot. But yeah, I think that's the game plan. Sadly, there's not a road into this actual piece of land. You gotta like awkwardly drive over the little river to get to it. So I think it's intended as just like a little side thing. That's probably why it's so cheap though. Alright, so let's drive up onto the land. See, like it's super awkward getting over. So I wish there was like a little road or like a bridge. Oh, it doesn't even stop on the hill. It's gonna be so bad. Okay. Let's turn you off. Alright, yeah, this is definitely gonna be the first one to cut. Let's keep it on our land so we can actually delimb the whole thing. There we go. I know I can't actually get hurt from it landing on me, but I still like just instinctively jump back. Alright. Honestly, let's just see if it can move one. I'm not positive it's going to move this whole tree by itself. Okay. Let's... Oh, Control K. Reel this bad boy in a little bit. Alright. Let's give it a little slack. That's going to be hard to... Alright, there we go. Oh. Yeah, it really just gave me a little jerk there. I don't think this would handle 4 at a time. That's just my guess. Let's get a real scope on like what we're doing. Oh, that's ridiculous. Like, I literally can't even get the camera. Okay, there's the end. Like, I can just barely get the camera to the end of it. This is going to be worth more than a couple $100 though. I can pretty much promise that. So that's going to be good. Oh geez, it's just so wobbly. It's a good thing most of this is downhill. All right, let's cruise control this bad boy. Oh, oh gosh. Yeah, so last playthrough of this whole section next to me, all of this around the lake, I had managed to cut all of that, remove all the stumps, get rid of all the rocks, and literally turned the whole thing into like a giant well, not giant, there's much bigger fields, but like a decent sized cotton field. Like everything between the road and the lake was just a cotton field. And it was glorious. Interestingly enough, the view from the like starter area up in this section, you're surprisingly close to the town. You don't realize it when there's all these trees, but like once they're gone, you're like, man, I'm really close to the town. Yeah, this is renting this was smart, because there's no way my guy could move anything like that by himself. I mean, I gotta give respect to this little tractor though. Like, come on, there it is. It's literally doing a job that it is ill-equipped for, and it's pulling it off. Real quick, what is the horsepower on this thing? Way down at the end here. Yeah, 50 horsepower. It's just so crazy. You gotta love it though. You gotta love it. Any of these old tractors good. They do the job. There is a mod, not a Giants mod, which is why I don't have it, but there is a mod that adds a front weight specifically for this tractor. And it is a little back heavy, so it's definitely a good thing to add if you like to play with mods. I kind of come from the Minecraft world, and I'm very like vanilla as far as all of that goes. I have played with a couple of mods in Minecraft, but like not very many and not for very long. I just like the intended experience better. And no judgment to people who like mods. Obviously, like, Farm Sim is a very casual game, and it's intended to be used with mods. Like, the developers don't have any problem with it, and like most of the mods just add equipment that exists in reality, but oh jeez. Yeah, the cars in this will literally just run into you. They don't care. But yeah, most of the mods just add equipment that like exists for real. And why is this sticking so bad? Alright, lower the winch. Okay, maybe I'll just... Alright. Let's try this. Alright. What's going on? Why are you stuck? It's like hanging on this little corner of the lamppost, and I'm not a fan of that. Alright, let's reduce friction a little bit here. Oh, lower the winch. Don't try me, car. Why is it doing this? Okay. So, yeah, clearly 4 trees is not a thing that's going to happen with this tractor. I think we're just going to cut this in half. Not allowed to cut this tree. Because I'm not on my property. Awesome. Yes. Well. Guess we're just kind of stuck. Oh gosh. This is not going the way I intended. Okay, let's let the winch out a little bit. And then lift. Maybe I can get it to go this way. Yeah! I don't know what I did exactly, but I will take it. Oh man. That was annoying. I'm sure it's gonna get stuck on a dozen more things before we get there. That's okay. All part of the process. Not a challenge if it's easy, right? Yeah, 50 horsepower is it's just a little bit under, I think, what would be an ideal for this. But again, this is going to pay out a lot better than like a one that we could carry. And specifically because we are letting it be as long as it is, I think we're going to get decent, and it's nice and straight too, so I think we'll get decent payout for that. But yeah, so next goal is definitely buying some land. Aside from the piece that we already own, once we get on a decent straightaway here, we can take a look at what's even available. Of course, at this speed, I think everything is pretty much a decent straightaway, so... Alright, let's take a look. There we go. Farmland. This 27, 25, 34, 2. A lot more than I'm gonna have anytime soon. 20, but there's not many trees on it, so it's not a great option. 25 is probably what we're shooting for here. Decently close to my old land. Good number of trees. So, I think that's the goal. It's definitely going to take a minute to clear cut what we've got. I'll say that much. At this pace. But, like I said, I don't have a house either, so, I just work through the night. This thing has lights. They're not great, but it has them. Don't get stuck on the light pole, please. Thankfully, there's not a ton of traffic, or this would be problematic. In real life, this would probably be like ticket worthy. So thankfully, it's a game. Because I couldn't afford a ticket right now, for sure. Oh, we're so close. Oh, jeez. Oh. Yeah, so the... Oh, jeez. Okay. Tucked me in a corner here. When you start with the new farmer on this map, you get a tree harvester and a forwarder. Forwarder, it's kind of like one of the tree trailers, but it has like an arm to pick them up and stuff. But the one you start with is total garbage. I think it has less horsepower than this tractor, and like it really just struggled with, especially with the uphills, like coming back from a trip down here. It was rough, and I'm not using a joystick or anything, so the mouse controls for the grabber arm are a little difficult to work with. Alright, so we are going to... I mean, it's in. We're going to call that. Let's see what we get. Closer. Oh, 15, almost 1600. Yeah, that is a lot better than 200. Alright, now we can get a decent clip because we're not dragging a giant tree behind us. Alright, I got a little breathing room here. Almost $2,000. That is a significant improvement over $0. That is for sure. So yeah, just, you know, keep cutting down these big trees, dragging them over here, saving up that money, and trying to get enough for another piece of land. Once I have that land secured, I'll feel good to go ahead and start like purchasing some of our equipment instead of just leasing everything. But for right now, leasing is good, because I'm just trying to secure that next piece of land before ours is just completely wiped of resources and we're stop a creek, so to speak. I didn't mean to do that, but there you go. Yeah, definitely. You guys have any farm sim experiences that you want to share? Any $0 challenges you did, or really just anything that's like, what is your favorite farm sim moment? If you're watching live, feel free to comment, and of course this will be posted on YouTube as well, so you can also drop your story down in the comments, and I will read it and probably talk about it in the next stream. Yeah, I love that they have the dirt paths and stuff here. One of the cool things about, well, it depends on how you like to play, but like, I think it's cool that the dirt paths, like the one I'm going up, are actually like an object, and you can't, you know, plow over it or mulch it or anything. So it creates like a physical boundary between the spaces. That's just something you can't violate. It kind of makes you have to work within the space that you're given, so I actually appreciate that. Some people probably find it annoying because they want to like combine fields and whatever, It really just depends on your playstyle. Like, I don't necessarily need absolutely massive fields. One of these days I would enjoy doing some of that. But I really don't mind working like medium or even small fields some of the time. Such a weird transition. Alright, I think this guy's next. Back me up. Alrighty. And we're going to cut so it falls to the right. I don't want it to fall on the tractor. Not sure how I would come back from that. And probably figure it out, but like we don't even have a front loader or anything, so it'd be a whole thing. I also love that you can't run with the chainsaw. I think that's a really good thing to kind of like teach people. Alright, so let's start this bad boy up. Drag this log a little closer. Leave it with a little slack. Let's get moving. I'm actually surprised I don't have more problems popping it over that little river there. Apparently it's really easy to get over the river, but rubbing up against light poles is kind of a no-go, I guess. Wow. We're moving at a much better clip with this particular tree. Is it like shorter? Oh yeah, it's a lot shorter. Okay. This probably is not going to be a 1500, although it's the right species for it. The lodge poles are one of the more profitable tree species. So we'll see what we end up with. This is a much better experience so far though. Is this a lodge pole? I might be wrong. This might be like a ponderosa or something. Also a decently profitable species. But typically not as good as the lodge pole in the right dimensions. Which, I was saying earlier, it's about 9 meters is what, in my experience, has been the most profitable, and kind of what I've seen online is also like the ideal length for selling raw lumber like this. But yeah, again, if you're using the containers, the 12 meter containers are the way to go. Yeah, this is like real easy. It's nice. I like it. There, of course, is the general store. We could technically take it there and sell it, but the price wouldn't be as good unless it's updated. I don't think it fluctuates on the day, though. Yeah, sawmills till 1013. Okay, let's pay attention to what we're doing. Can you imagine, like, you're driving down the road and there's just a tractor coming with you with this giant log swinging behind it? This guy's got to be pissed. He's like, what is this? Hey, at least I'm not pulling the last tree and going like 4 miles an hour, buddy. Then you'd be real mad. And I honestly can't believe how fast time flies in this game. Like, I feel like I just started playing not that long ago, and we're already at like hour and 40 minutes. That's nuts. So maybe while I have them on the property, I should stick to these trees. Even if they are less valuable, they're just way easier to get down here with the setup I have right now. We're at 13, 16. It's honestly not a huge difference as far as like what we're earning. What was it, like maybe $300 different? And just so much easier. Like as far as the profit per like minute, that's the way to go. So I might stick with those as much as I can. I think it's really going to depend on like what's on the edge of the property though and easy to get out. Because like if you get one of these trees sort of wedged in between a couple others, like they just become impossible to move. There's a boat, you know, from the distance. Yeah, the boatyard uses a whole bunch of different resources. Obviously the planks and long planks. Doesn't actually use any of the prefab walls, but it'll use fabric, which is why I needed the cotton farm in the last playthrough to feed into a spinnery. Make fabric for like sails and stuff. It uses metal, so there's like an iron mine. Oh, that was loud. Way up in the hills over there, and yeah, just we're actually not burning that much gas either, which is great. When you're crossing these tracks, it's always good to check the minimap for the train. There's a little icon, you can kind of see it moving down the tracks. Yeah, it's not fun to get hit by that. It doesn't like damage your vehicle or kill you or anything, but like it will just absolutely toss you and roll you, and there's no telling where you end up and if you're going to be able to get yourself back out. I guess you could always just reset everything to the store and do it that way, but it is a bit of a time sink to do that and kind of get yourself set back up. One of the reasons I chose this map was because the rocks that you see kind of along the way are actually breakable on this map. There's a little kind of like a jackhammer attachment you can get for the skid steer, and you can go around and bust those up and turn them into gravel, basically, that you can sell at the rock crusher up by the mine, or, you know, at the general store, obviously. It's not worth very much, but it's cool that you're able to take forests, basically, and convert them into like farming fields. I think that's really the big appeal of this map. It is super hilly though, so like if you're doing field work on any of these hilly parts, make sure you have a beefy tractor. You know, something with a little more horsepower than what I have at the moment, if you can swing it. Alright, there. 29.4 meters. Yeah, this is the Ponderosa pine. Okay. And so the one that I did before is the lodgepole. Okay, so I had this switched in my head. Sorry about that. Yeah, so the lodgepole is technically the more valuable variety, but not by like a ton. And if the Ponderosas are easier to move, that's worth its weight in dollars. So we're gonna stick with that for a minute. Hopefully I'm getting all the branches. Like, you literally can't see when you're walking through all the bushes and stuff, so. Yeah, there we go. You can actually do the winch from right here. You don't have to be in the tractor, so that's a cool thing. And then the other really cool forestry thing that they added with the premium expansion that helps a lot, especially with the old sawmill, if you buy the land around that, is the yarder. So, like, you literally... You can put it down, like, on the ground close to where you want to take whatever you're moving. And then you can run the rope up to the tallest tree on top of whatever hill you're working on. And it literally acts as like a winch system, so you can cut down the other trees in between and attach the little winch and pick up like whole trees basically and just whisk them down the cable to wherever you're trying to get to the bottom where the actual yarder machine is. The big one doesn't even need a tractor to be attached to work, as it has its own like engine, so that's awesome. But if you want kind of a more permanent setup, you probably want to put like a machine shop and then the yarder right on top of the repair spot, because when it's in disrepair it has a real hard time moving a lot of stuff. So now on the plus side, because with that particular setup, because you're putting it into a production, it's really just about how much wood is in the tree and not really about like the value of the species or like the lengths that you're cutting them to. So even if you have to chop something up to move it down in a couple runs, it's still a lot easier to do that than it is to like try to winch it out like this, or to try to get a semi truck with like a lumber trailer and a whole front loader or wheel loader up in the area. So yeah, it's definitely an awesome tool, and one I would recommend to anyone doing any kind of hilly forestry stuff. Like, it just makes the whole process of moving them from the top of the hill to the bottom of the hill so much easier. One of the great things that you can do now that you have the premium expansion also is you can actually plant like a giant sequoia at the top of the hill, and they're super tall and super thick, like they're the tallest trees in the whole game, but they're really hard to move when you cut them down, and not worth all that much when you actually get them to a sell point or a production facility. And that's because in real life they're endangered, so giants kind of wanted to like help everyone know that you shouldn't cut those down, which is good. It's like the giant redwoods. But the great thing is, because they are the taller tree out of like all the species that are in the game, you can just plant that one to use for your yarder rope, and you'll never cut that one down because it'd be really hard to move and not really worth cutting down. And then you can just replant all the other stuff along the way. So yeah, that's one system that I would recommend. Oh, I'm glad that didn't hit the log. You would have gotten to see what happens with that, and it does a whole thing. So this one is a little bit heavier, it seems, than the last one was. I think it's longer too. So we'll see what kind of value we get for it. I'm expecting it'll actually be decent. The last one was decent too, though, so that's kind of to be expected. I love how with the roller coaster they just have a lot of the stuff floating around, and like it up in the lake there, it's literally the O, or the sign the O in coaster is just floating in the little lake there. It's pretty great. Yeah, when this thing's done, it's actually a pretty dominant feature right here in the bottom of town. It is cool though, and you can ride it. You don't get the hang time you would in real life with a real roller coaster, but it's a fun animation. And so yeah, worth doing, in my opinion. Yep, I'd say it's good enough to ride, you know, about 15 times or so. That's all I'm going to say about that for right now. Alright, Mr. Car, I'm going to cut you off. Sorry. Oh, he's turning anyway. Good. Oh, no, you can't. There's a decent amount of traffic built up behind me this time. I'd feel bad if they weren't digital people who aren't actually going anywhere. Yeah, when it comes to real life driving, I do feel kind of bad that I hold people up, but like, I'm a strict adhere to the speed limit kind of person. So hopefully we're in an area where you can just go around if you want to go faster than that. I just know I don't want to get a ticket and being pulled over. Well, I'd probably get a ticket for that in real life. I just took out a yield sign. I think the signs in the map regenerate over time, but I'm not positive, so I guess we'll watch out for that and see if it comes back. Well, we have the boat noises and stuff too. You actually can't go very far out into the water in that direction. Like, all of that's just kind of like window dressing. Like, you can't actually get to that bridge, and I am just destroying that car's paint job, like, so bad. Oh gosh. No, come on, let me go. And it's stuck on the car. Okay. Come on. Joys of game physics. Like, it literally goes over a super bumpy stream with lots of places where it could get caught and stuck, and then you put it against a really smooth car bumper and it just sticks. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, that's a fence post. I'm stuck on a fence post. Oh. Alright. Back it up. Jeez. Alright, we're clear of the fence post. We should be good now. I say that. Then maybe not. Come on. Okay. Winches are fun. Especially when you don't have the weight or horsepower to really be using them correctly. Yeah, I love the details in this building. It's covered in solar panels. I honestly feel like a lot more buildings should just do that, especially where I'm at in Florida. We get a lot of sunshine throughout the year, and it really just makes sense to have that resource exploited more. And a lot of places just have these cheap roofs or whatever. So it makes me sad. Eventually we'll figure it out. And these companies will. Oh, 2,522. That is a lot more than I was expecting. We now have over $5,000. Okay. That's, I actually almost have enough to really buy my tractor. That's great. So maybe I will be able to purchase land with the resources I have on my current land. And that would be wonderful if I can, in fact, do that. Alright, back up to our little chunk of paradise, and we'll put down another tree. If I was able to replant them, I would eventually get the planter and replant them. And yeah, technically, I guess I will eventually be able to, but like the game counts all of these trees, and I think there's a hard cap of like 1,000 or 2,000 or something, and as far as like gameplay goes, yeah, but when you're making the map, it doesn't matter, and it's literally like there's 10,000 trees on the map. So you gotta cut down like 80%, 90% of the trees on the map before you're able to plant any. There's a convenient mod that fixes this. It's just called More Trees, and then it just ups the cap, so like it doesn't care how many trees there are. You can just plant more if you want. And I did use that on my original playthrough because like replanting trees was just part of what I wanted to do with it. But yeah, we're going no mods, so we're gonna clear cut the map, I guess, if we want to replant more trees. Now what it counts for trees is not just the stuff that we're cutting down, like the lodge poles and stuff. It literally counts like some of these small bushes and like the dogwoods and poplars and things that I kind of don't count as trees typically. So like things that you can't really do forestry on. So yeah, like I have no problem getting rid of those on a more permanent basis. But yeah, I would like to get to a point where we can actually replant some of the good trees, like the lodge poles and ponderosas and stuff. An interesting thing with the planter, once you put a pallet of trees in there, I don't think there's any way to unload it except by just like planting them. So like if you want to work with different species for whatever reason, you actually have to, you either have to empty the pallet of trees that you have currently in one way or another, or you have to get a second planter. I guess one way to do that is to just lease it and not worry about whatever's left in it. So I guess that would be an option. Alright, let's do this thing. It is a little wasteful though, because you're losing all the whatever trees you didn't plant, like the saplings. $21.7. Okay, that's not terrible. I think the last one was a little bit longer than that. Come on. I hate the bushes in this game, not to be confused with like the bushes, like the people. I actually thought George did a decent job being president. I do not blame anyone who disagrees, though. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. And we'll have our reasons for our opinions. Ooh. Yeah, we're flying. This one's definitely lighter than the first one and the last one, for sure. Yeah, see, like, if I got maybe 2 of these, I could probably pull both of those at the same time. But yeah, this wonky thing where it, like, grabs anything it touches, that would be twice as bad. So, not ideal. Not ideal. We're definitely getting into the later part of the day. You got shadows and what have you starting to cast down on the land. And turn our headlights on. They're not really doing much right now. It's still bright enough. I'm not sure where the setting for Silverrun is, but I'm thinking it's like somewhere further up north because like even towards the winter-ish parts of the year, like fall, winter, the sun doesn't set like super early. Maybe that's just me reading into it though, because like it's military time, so it'd be 5:30. Yeah, I guess in most places in August, 5:30 is still like daylight. No, don't get stuck. Alright, there we go. On this next run, I might go ahead and like hop off of the tank here. Or maybe like a 5th or a 6th of the way through the gas. I feel like it barely touched the wall and it just like got stuck. Like, why is it doing that? Now we're moving a decent clip with this one. Do I dare just take it straight through the train track entrance? I could try, but like... I'm concerned about how it might stick on something. I'm gonna try it. Obviously, because I'm coming this way. Like, it's sticking on everything now. Alright, it works. And that's definitely a much faster way to do that. I don't technically have to spin around, but I do like to watch it disappear. That's 613. Well, that's disappointing. I mean, it's better than $4, so we've had worse, but I was expecting a little over 1,000, I think. Oh, you just never know. You just never know. Did the prices change in the thing? No, still the same prices. That was weird. I mean, clearly the setting is somewhere in the Americas, because... Or at least somewhere where they drive on the right-hand side of the road. Because, like, obviously, that's what we're doing. So it's not, like, Europe or anything. The traffic would be on the other side. I want to say somewhere like Washington or like Alaska or something. That's my best guess. Oops. Yeah, there's nothing technically in that menu. Sorry, I accidentally clicked the right click. And if you have stuff, it'll show you over in the controls section if there's something you can do while you're holding that down. But right now, nah. I can raise the winch, I can lower the winch, I can drive, I can honk. It's such a funny horn, like you would expect it to be lower because it's like a tractor. Let me get out of this guy's way. Check the minimap, no trains, that's good. Yeah, it's funny, there's literally like billboards and stuff throughout the map, and there's advertisements for all kinds of stuff, and there's literally a trailer where you can get it with an advertisement for like the competitive league for Farming Simulator, which is great. Like just plastered on the side of your semi-trailer. Like Farming Simulator competitive league. So good. Yeah, the sun is definitely on its way down. This is going to be an interesting thing to do in the dark, for sure. So hopefully the nights don't last too overly long. I think we'll be okay though, because we have the lights on the tractor, and you can run those whether the tractor is on or not. Which is great, and then we obviously have a like a handheld flashlight. I do look forward to being able to get a house though. So that'll be something to save up for on the second piece of land, I think. Oh, jeez. This is why I wish there was like a little bridge over to this side of the thing. There's just not a good way to get over here. There we go. Go with this guy. Alright. We're gonna have to drop it a little sideways so we can actually like debranch it. Because if any part of it's hanging off your property, you literally can't mess with it at all. Oh, ho, ho. Quick little seesaw ride there. This is not what you should do in real life. Do not jump on the tree while it is like rocking like that. Not safe. Especially not with like a running chainsaw. That's probably not a great life decision. Like, I think it literally won't let me cut this because it's not over my land. Yep. That's what I thought. We're gonna have to pull it forward and then come back and do the rest of that. I love that the winch literally pulls the tractor more than it pulls the tree. It's just a testament to how heavy these things are. People often underestimate wood in particular and just how heavy it is. Like, it can be really crazy heavy. Let's see if that was enough. Yeah, it looks like it. Yep, got it. That's it. That's all we needed. Alright, let's get this bad boy down to the sawmill. Hopefully a little better payout than 600 bucks. We'll see. I can't tell. Like, one of them was like 1,000, like 1,600. One of them was like 2,000 something, and then one of them, seemingly the same as the other two, is 600 bucks. I don't know. Doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Judging by the speed we're going, I would say that this one is a little heavier than the last one. Okay, see, it caught on the bridge. That makes sense. There's like a lip. It's a flat surface. That makes sense. But yeah, just like touches a car and it can't move. That's a little nonsensical. This is a good long one. But yeah, this is just a little bit of proof that you don't need a lot to get started. Just land in a chainsaw. You can get going pretty quick. Can we keep it going though? That's really the question now. I think so. I think there's enough lumber on the land to afford another piece of well timbered land, and that should have plenty enough lumber to not only get a third piece of land with more lumber to use, but also like our starter house and like our initial equipment that we'll need to kind of build up and go from there. Also, it is quite impressive what 50 horsepower can do. Like, dang. You would not think that a 50 horsepower tractor like this would be dragging giant trees out of the woods. And again, like, what are you stuck on? It literally isn't touching anything. Alright. Let's see if maybe we can take it a slightly different direction and avoid whatever that was. There we go. You're like, what was it holding on to? I'm like, I have no idea. No clue. Tractor, you got this. There we go. It literally just like it just seems like it kind of falls asleep, like all right, I'm pulling a log, and like just rubs back up. Kind of funny. Really sells the like old antique tractor bit. And then we got this almost there as far as like crossing the train tracks, not almost there as far as to the sawmill. This might be a good opportunity to go through the train entrance again, because it's a whole lot faster than trying to go around everything. Oh, get off the tracks, please. Oh, jeez. I'm literally, like, freaking out. Like, get off the tracks, please. Literally just letting it go straight. Okay. I have had closer calls, but that felt like it took a really long time. At least we're giving this pole a nice wide berth, so hopefully we don't, like, get stuck to it. Like we have in the past. Hey, lights. Lights are good. So an interesting thing, it took me a while to figure, I had to do some internet research for it, and it took a little while to figure out, but in this game, if you place like street lights or floodlights or anything as part of like the construction menu, they actually won't light up the area unless you have your like light rendering set to high quality. So if you place stuff like that but it's not really lighting up your stuff, that's probably why. So just check your settings and see if maybe you just need to adjust the quality settings for your light. I don't know why it's like that, but I guess it makes sense. I don't know. I really don't know. The light does look good on the high setting, like for sure. So you can't argue with those results. We're going so slow. I don't think I'm gonna do the train entrance because like I just don't know that we're gonna be able to get through there before a train comes and smacks us. And I just don't want to risk that. Come on. Yeah, I think we'll get a decent amount for this one because it is definitely a heavy one. Oh my gosh, this is like a nightmare scenario right now. The traffic. There have definitely been times in this where I'll just shut off the traffic because like I'm trying to, and specifically with the winch thing, like I'll be trying to drag something down the street that just gets super duper stuck, and like the traffic backs up and there's no way to get it out from wherever it is with all these like cars wedged up against it. Hopefully we don't have to do that in this playthrough, but I will if I have to. Yeah, over here is one of the few actual like fields on this map. And it looks like they've got wheat planted in it right now. I do look forward to doing some field work. That's gonna be good. I like the forestry stuff too. It's fun. Definitely a different feel than like traditional field work. Definitely different equipment in a lot of cases. Yeah, just like really enjoyable. I actually really like the harvesters. They're a lot of fun to use. It's just it's a challenge to get the trees to drop exactly where you want them to. Like that's the hard thing. Come on. Oh jeez. Yeah, it's such a hard turn to make right there. Especially with these long things. Those are crazy hard turn. Like typically you would not be moving anything this long, even with like the semi-trailers. Like you would cut it shorter than this and move a shorter version. It was probably like twice as long as anything you would actually transport on one of the big trailers. I don't have a big trailer. I've got a winch, so this is how I'm doing it. All right. Okay, 16. I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. Better than 600. For sure. Alright, let's just sneak out the... Oh, there's a train coming. Alright, we're clear. Sneak right on the train exit here. Aha! We're actually going to drive through the woods. Mix it up a little bit. No way am I going to drag a tree through here. But yeah, I'll just drive loose through here. On occasion. No problem. I'm honestly not sure if the 15 miles an hour is faster than my character can run or not. Doesn't feel all that much faster, but I can definitely take a lot more. So, that's good. That is definitely a good thing. See, like, you have a little bridge here. I wish there was just, like, a small bridge over to this tiny bit of property up on top here. They're just completely surrounded by these little rivers and stuff. Yeah, see, like right now I have enough to actually buy this tractor. I'm going to. I need to make sure that I can afford that next piece of land. But it's nice to know that I do have enough to actually get it. For the winch I'd still have to keep leasing, so not much point in that. Alright. Yeah, it's nice that you can use the flashlight even while you're like holding other stuff. There we go. Ooh, made it. Yep. All these branches. All still my property. Interference from a third tree. Yep, also my property. Alright. I knew. So yeah, it's surprisingly decently... For being the smallest property on the map, it's actually a decent size property. At least for this bit of what we're doing. I don't know that you could do a lot of traditional farming up here. Maybe like a grass field or something. But I can't see much else going up here successfully. And like I said, there's not really a road in or out, so... I don't know what you'd really put up here. Alright, we're actually moving in decent clip. We might not get that much for this one then. It was like when I'm able to drive pretty quick with it, I don't get that much for it. It's okay though. Every single one of these is chipping away towards our ultimate goal here. It got dark fast. So it is 7:30 in game time, 7:30 p.m. Yeah, that makes sense. Like in the fall, it would be pretty dark by 7:30. So. Yeah, a lot of the navigation is going to be by mini-map, I think. Thank goodness for headlights. Yeah, so I don't know if we're going to be able to hit 25k by the time we're done with this particular stream. But man, we're gonna earn as much as we possibly can, for sure. Once it hits midnight, it'll hit me with like the leasing costs and stuff again. Thankfully, we've saved up a significant bit. No. Alright. Oh, got it. I don't know what it keeps getting stuck on over there. Yeah, anyway, we've saved up enough that I think we will be able to afford the leasing costs, no problem. That's a really good thing. Especially since I have every intention of just returning this tractor completely wrecked. We don't have to actually pay to maintenance it, which is awesome. Definitely awesome. I have no idea how much it would even cost to maintenance this. Maybe on the way back we'll look and see. It's like the whole tractor is $7,500, so like if it costs more to do maintenance on it than it does to just get a new tractor, like you could just sell this one and get a new tractor if you owned it. And certainly with the leasing thing, like once it's just wrecked and not doing what you need it to do, you can just end the lease and then lease a brand new one. I think is what any red-blooded American would do, for sure. Trains. I don't think those are lights from trains. I think that's cars. Yeah, I think we're clear anyway. So there's actually a road. What the? Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. There's actually a road on the other side of the roller coaster path here. So you could go around that way also if you wanted to. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Okay. It was like there was enough slack that I was able to run free for a minute, and then it like hit the end of the line and the log was there. Come on. We're past the car. There we go. That guy's paint job is wrecked for sure. For sure. I wish they would just like go once like you're basically past them, but they don't. They just sit there. Come on. Oh, it's like stuck. Okay. Come on. Oh, jeez. No. Okay. Let's try and let out some slack on the winch here. Maybe build up some speed. See if we can get it free that way. Alright. That got it. Other guy moved. Either way. I am going to take this relatively straight section for a drink. There we go. Doing some hardcore dry mouth there. Let's see if we can sneak through this little gap here between the street light and the fence without snagging anything. Swing nice and wide, so I'm not like sliding right across anything, because that seems to be when it snags the worst. When it's like the side of it's pressed right up against something. Like if the end brushes against something, it doesn't seem to mind too much. So if you do plan on using the winches, there's actually weight limits associated with each one. So the smaller one can't move as much at one time as the big one. Right now that's kind of irrelevant because this tractor couldn't pull even the full weight limit of this one anyway. Even if it wanted to, so. But yeah, when you get a beefier tractor, just take that into consideration. Come on. Oh, jeez. Come on. Oh, I hate that they get so stuck on like cars and stuff like this. We want it to be a challenge, but like, not a ridiculous challenge. Your log would never be this stuck on a car. It's not a thing. Yeah, this guy is like ridiculous. You can't see that I'm trying to get this out of the way. Like, help me out, my dude. Come on. Gonna have to like pivot it off the bumper. Alright, we're gonna release that. I'm trying. You see what I mean about the traffic just sort of piling up and making it impossible? Like, absolutely impossible. Okay, traffic's turning off. I'm over it. I'm over it. Traffic off. Bye, traffic. Oh my gosh. The most ridiculous ever. Like, it's the middle of the freaking night. Why? Why? I'm gonna try not to play with it off, but like, if I get that stuck, I'm just gonna have to do it. No way around it. Just like tag it off for a second and get unstuck and then get back to it. Technically, it is part of the vanilla game to be able to turn it off, so it's not really violating the rules of the challenge. Okay. Nice. That's probably the best that we've made that turn so far. Alright, that was a lot. That was like really a lot, so how much do we think we're gonna get for this? I'm gonna say like right around the 1600 mark. Let me know what you guys think. Your best guess. Let's see here. In there, all right. Technically, I don't even have to release it, but I like to. Okay, yeah, right around 1600. Nice. Alright, I don't see any trains coming. is true on the overall map as well, so we'll just sneak through here. We will follow the road though. Like I said, I do want to stop at the shop and see like what exactly it would cost to maintain this, and then we should pick up some extra gas because we're not quite at half a tank, but we're getting close to it, so it'd be good to go ahead and refuel while we're out and about. Getting stuck uses a lot of gas, apparently. Alright, let's see here. Let's slide on up to the side of the store. If we were to oh, $9. That's amazing. Oh, $9. That's great. If it was my tractor, I would, but I'm not gonna bother. So I wonder if the repair cost is like a percentage of the overall cost of the tractor, because like it's a super cheap tractor, so having it be that inexpensive repair costs, like I know I haven't like beat the crap out of it or anything, but okay, $32 for gas, like half a tank, not too bad. You can deal with that. Let's go get ourselves another tree. Yeah, we've certainly come a long way from $0, almost up to 10 grand. I think we can hit 10 before the end of the episode. Let's make that our goal. And once we are there, we'll go ahead and bring this back up to the top of the hill so we're ready for next time. Yeah, if I can hit 10 in this first run without starting with the equipment, we can probably hit the 25 mark within the next stream and get our second piece of land, which will be awesome. Also, while we're thinking about it, we might want to check and just see how much our land will sell for, like our current piece. Because that'll make the next goal a little bit more attainable. Just selling that and going from there, and then we'll buy it back later, obviously, when we're like rolling in the monies. Because you do get to that point. You definitely do get to that point. That kind of looks like a deadwood. Can't tell when dark. Yeah, the deadwoods are not worth very much, so if we have any on the property, I'm going to try to avoid them. Alright. I'm going to cut it from this side. This is an interesting one. We're not even going to be able to find the stump because there's a rock right here. Oh yeah. Yeah, it fell in a super weird way because of the rock. Hopefully I can get it out of here pretty easily. I'll probably come around. Let's back around. We can take it out more of like a straight on style. Where'd you go? Got it. Okay. There's an old tree stump here. Unfortunately, you can't remove these. So when you encounter these kind of things, like the detail stumps and stuff, yeah, there ain't no way to get rid of those. It's super frustrating. Okay. Yeah, this one's a lot shorter than some of the ones we've been working with, so we're just flying. This might end up being like another $600 quick one. For some reason I thought the tree was a lot taller than this when I was cutting it, but like it is super dark, so easy to misjudge, I guess. At least we won't get like, well, yeah, fingers crossed. God willing, we won't get super stuck on anything with a smaller tree. I'm swinging towards the right, so I don't get stuck on the road randomly like I have been. That seems to have worked, so that's good. I didn't even check the mini-map. I was cruising right through. Worked out okay, but yeah, risky to not check the mini-map for the train. Get on the right side of the road here. Right as in right, and right as in correct. Little double entendre there for you. Yeah, this is that was probably like the hard part, is just getting started without too many resources. Please do not get stuck on that car. Oh my gosh. Train pass? Yeah. We're gonna try and sneak through. Yeah, no train on the map. That's good. Perfect. Oh, hey, 1315. All right. I'm surprised. I didn't think it would give me that much. I wonder what was so wrong with the one that it was only like 600 something. Who knows? But we did hit our 10,000. We are there officially before the end of the stream. So let's go get this situated for the next run. We'll take the road. I don't want to get lost in the woods. But yeah, this has been an even better start than I anticipated. I think we may end up having just enough to get that second piece of land. And yeah, once we park this, we will look at what we can get back for our current piece of land when we sell it. So we kind of know what we're looking at. Like I said, it was almost 11,000. It's like, or no, it was almost 10,000. It's like 9,977 or some such number like that. It's close to 10,000. So maybe we get like 5 or something back for it, which would be great, because like if I can swing 20 or 21, 22 selling the lumber on that land and then get like 5 back for it, that will be enough to get a bigger piece of land with more trees. And we can start working on getting some bigger, better, more permanent equipment, which would be awesome, because this has done amazing for what it is. But I would love to have a little bit more, just a little bit more, which is fine. But like, trailers are, I'm not even gonna say they're easier, because like the small ones have the dolly front, and sometimes when you park them on a hill, they kind of like, they'll turn and then like tip over. So that's frustrating, unless you keep a tractor connected to it. So like, we'll probably buy this tractor on the next piece of land. So maybe we'll just use it as like to hold the trailer in place while the other tractor we own like does the heavy lifting, literally heavy lifting. You can also like price out some of the other tractors and see what we're looking at cost wise there. This is probably the next one we're doing right here. I think it's also one of the smaller. That's okay. Honestly, yeah, we'll go lights off. Yep, flashlight. Yeah, that'll be the next one, but not this round. I don't think we have time for that, but yeah, let's look at this farmland thing. The mine. If I was to sell this, hang on, let me save before I do this, because I don't know if it'll actually like sell it, and I would like to be able to reload if I do accidentally sell it and like screw this up. So yes, farmland, this one, if I were to sell it, oh, I'd literally get 9,772 back for it. Would you like to sell this land? No, I don't want to sell this land. I want to keep this land for now. But yeah, like I said, this one's 27,763. 33 is like 32 something. 32 is the 25,152. So that has the starter open space, and then these trees here, and then these trees here. And we'd probably end up cutting down all of them. Like, this only has this many trees, so it's at least twice as many trees. Like, this is the 20, like 27. This one's 34. Yeah, let's put that over the water so I can actually see what I'm looking at. That's enormous. That's enormous. 42 is not that expensive, but literally 0 trees. So that's no good. And then this one, obviously 20,000, and it's nice and close to the sawmill and the rest of the town, but there's the trees that it shows on here, they're like the little dogwoods and stuff that you can't really like do forestry with. And since I can't plant trees, this is kind of a no-go for starting. If I wanted to do a field, I could do like a nice long field here, and that would work. But yeah, for what we're doing, kind of not it. Might actually be kind of grassy up through here, so I might be able to do that. That's 36. So if I had to, I could probably do this and then like lease the mower and do like grass work. But like grass only grows every couple months, so it'd be a lot of sitting and waiting because I don't have a house to like sleep. So the forestry's better because I can work through the nights. And this is right next to my property. It's 27. And now that I know mine will actually sell for almost 10,000. That kind of puts this in range, and this will secure our futures for a while. And has a convenient road right through it. I mean, this also has a road right through it, which is good. I don't know, it's going to be kind of between these two. I feel like this is going to have more trees to pull from than this. And it's a little bit more clearly defined space. I might start here because like if I can get a piece of land without selling this, I would prefer that. I would like to keep the original if I can. If not, I'll come back and buy it again later, but yeah. Okay, so that's the plan. We'll we'll shoot for this guy. Trying to get up to get the extra 15,000 in the next stream. We did great tonight, guys. Really did. Alright, so let's go ahead and save. And that's that. Alright, well, thank you guys for joining. Been a good time. Thank you guys for watching. It has been awesome, and I cannot wait to get back to this particular game come next Tuesday. But coming up on this Thursday, starting at 7 actually instead of 7:30, and going to 10. I will get a handle on my schedule. I made it, so I don't know why, but we'll be doing some RimWorld. So come back Thursday, join us for a little RimWorld action, and yeah, should be a good time. Thank you for watching, guys. We will catch you on Thursday, or if you want to come back Saturday for some Minecraft, that would be awesome too. So yeah, have a good night, guys.